In a twin flame connection, the strong energetic resonance between two people triggers a life-changing experience, a Kundalini awakening. It is your life force energy that suddenly begins to move through your chakras, activating them one by one and clearing away blockages. You can experience this as an intense heat in the body and as an extreme attraction between you and your divine counterpart. But after this experience, almost everyone asks the same questions. What does this mean? What's going to happen next? And does a twin flame Kundalini activation actually lead to union? Hi, I'm Hanneke, and in this video I want to explain what is really happening energetically in Kundalini awakening and where it will lead you. Because while this experience can feel magical and incredibly powerful, it can also be confusing if you don't understand what the energy is actually doing inside of your system. So what you may experience is, on the physical level, people often describe this strong energetic sensation in the body. You may feel heat, tingling, pressure in certain areas, or the energy just moving up the spine. And some people even say that it feels almost like electricity moving through the body. So what's actually happening is that it's an energetic initiation where a large amount of life force suddenly becomes active in the nervous system. And to understand this more clearly, it really helps to look at Shiva and Shakti. Shiva represents pure consciousness. He is stable and he's the silent awareness. And Shakti represents life force, that dynamic energy that moves, creates, and it animates the body and the universe. And both of these forces, Shiva and Shakti, they already exist in every person, but they are not fully integrated. And when you meet a very deep energetic mirror like a twin flame, your nervous system suddenly recognizes a very strong polarity field. And the two energetic systems between you and your counterparts, they begin interacting. And this interaction creates an extremely powerful electromagnetic resonance. And when that happens, this large amount of life force energy can suddenly activate in your body. But the activation itself is not the completion of the process. Very often after this first activation, Kundalini activation, the experience can become very turbulent. And the reason for this is actually simple from an energetic perspective. Shakti, the life force, has awakened, but your system does not have yet the structural stability to hold that amount of energy that is being released. When life force rises quickly through a system that is not yet fully integrated, several things can happen. You can experience a lot of emotional turbulence. You can have periods of euphoria where you feel incredible, where you feel this incredible love and everything seems amazing. And then suddenly you can feel very down or experience these lower vibrational emotions such as guilt and shame and anger and sadness. And you may become very focused on the other person in the connection, or even a little bit obsessed. And your mind begins trying to explain the experience through spiritual interpretations. And the mind will create these stories and narratives. So it can feel a bit dramatic, these first phases on the journey. It's like this pendulum is constantly swinging from the one side to the other. Moments of bliss followed by dark nights of the soul. But the purpose of this activation is an initiation, and the counterpart acts as a catalyst so that you are pushed into a deeper process of transformation and integration. It's the calling of the soul. The soul has chosen to awaken in this lifetime to awaken, to transform into a sovereign being. And after the initial awakening, the journey gradually shifts from energy activation to energy stabilization. And it can take quite a while before you're ready to stabilize the energy. It can take years. It just depends on your own unique journey. Some people really do need to experience the polarity at its fullest. And I understand because I've been there myself. But once you're ready to start stabilizing, you will feel that Shiva must become embodied in your system. And Shiva does not come from outside. Consciousness is already present. But what changes is that the nervous system learns to stabilize awareness, stabilize Shiva, so that the awakened Shakti, the awakened life force, can move without overwhelming you. So in other words, Shakti is the energy awakening and Shiva stabilizes the field. And this stabilization happens gradually through many, many layers. Your emotions begin to stabilize, the mind begins to gain clarity, the heart becomes more coherent, boundaries become healthier, and your system slowly learns to hold this strong polarity without collapsing. Your inner masculine and inner feminine become stable polarities inside one system. The masculine being direction, clarity, conscious presence, and the feminine being life force, openness, creativity, emotional movement. And when these two begin cooperating instead of being in conflict, the whole system becomes capable of holding this beautiful, strong energy without losing balance. You become centered and you feel this beautiful inner union. So it's important to note here that this is not the disappearance of polarity of masculine and feminine, but it is the ability to hold this polarity inside a stable field of consciousness. So when people ask, does Kundalini awakening with a twin flame lead to union? The deeper answer is this. The encounter with a divine counterpart activates a very powerful energetic process, as we have seen, but the real journey that follows is the embodiment of consciousness and life force within your own system. And that process ultimately leads you towards Hieros Gamos, the sacred marriage between heaven and earth, between your humanness and your divinity, between your masculine and feminine energy, between your inner reality and your outer reality. So this beautiful sacred union is being created from the inside out. And in the beginning, when you're just being activated, a lot of people look outside of themselves for answers. Will they return? When will they return? What's going to happen? You're looking for signs outside of yourself and look for a confirmation in the external world. But gradually, this journey invites a different movement. Instead of constantly searching for answers outside of yourself, the process begins to guide you inwards, and you will learn how to trust what you feel on the inside. You will learn to trust that what you feel is real, and you will learn to trust and surrender to the process, to the journey that you are on. The mind will try to understand, but it cannot truly understand what is happening. And it certainly will not be able to control the journey. But what we can do is build the capacity to integrate the life force that has awakened in us, in our system, so that we can hold this incredible, beautiful, divine love, so that we can show up in life as our most authentic version of ourselves, knowing that what we hold on the inside we attract in the external world. We become that sacred union. And this is exactly why I created my Sacred Union course. This course is structured through 11 keys, and each key represents a capacity that allows sacred union to become more stable in your system. And so, step by step, these keys help you build the inner structure that allows your life force and consciousness to work together in a balanced way. It's a deep commitment towards your own journey. It is truly very much this incredible devotion to self. This course really is about choosing you, choosing yourself. And if you're ready to do that, to make that commitment towards yourself, then I would love to welcome you inside the course. A few years ago, I created a Kundalini Awakening course for twin flames, which really helps people understand what is happening with this energy when you first activate. It goes into the chakras and the third energy between twin flames. If you've just been activated, then this might be the best course for you. But my new Sacred Union course goes a lot deeper. It really helps you to stabilize and integrate what that Kundalini awakening has opened up into you. It's a journey of integration. And we start with this beautiful Shakti and Shiva meditation, because ultimately that's what this journey is about Shakti awakening the energy and Shiva stabilizing the field, and these two forces beginning to work together inside of you, so that the intensity that you felt in the beginning slowly becomes something steady, peaceful, and you feel centered within yourself. So how do you experience Shakti and Shiva? Did you experience this Kundalini activation, and what happened next? What did it feel like? If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so. I always love to read all of your comments. And it's also very nice for, to share so that other people know that this is a real experience. And if you like this video, please like and or subscribe so that I can help so much more people to move from the activation to the stabilization phase on this journey. If you'd like to go deeper into what Sacred Union is, what it feels like, what the difference is between Sacred Union, partnership, and other relationships, you can watch my video, What is Sacred Union? I will put it up here. Sending you a lot of love. Bye.